Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Fred. Haven't uploaded in a while, been kind of busy, but a viewer by the name of the Duck Apple has requested that I do a autoloader tutorial. So first thing I want to tell you, if you're a normal person that does not have hundreds of hours to throw away, you're going to make a simple, quick-firing breech autoloader. So basically you have a mechanical arm, you set it to deposit items to cannon mount, to take filled cartridges from one depot, take your shell of choice from another depot, and to place extracted cartridges into a funnel which would go into a box. And basically, whenever you push this button, it reloads. Now, this is simple and small, but it has quite a few downsides. The first being that it is kind of slow, and the second is that this is as big as you can make it. It doesn't get any bigger than this. So this probably isn't what you're looking for. Now, if you happen to have a very large amount of time on your hands, this is a simple autoloader. This is not one of the complex ones. This is a fairly simple design, probably the simplest and most compact one I've come up with. Not that I've tried for very long, like I have, but compared to some people, I've not spent that much time on it. I have no ammunition here, so we can just watch the sequence. So let's just do this. And that time it would have fired and loaded a shell with 8 powder charges behind it. Now, here are all the sequences. So there is the breech opening. There's the disassembly, breech opening and closing sequence. There's the powder charge placing sequence, and there's the filling sequence. That is all managed by this timer, which I tend to use this design where I basically have a mechanical bearing connected to a sequence gear shift with timings and all the ticks on it. Now this one I only have it go to 2 positions, so basically it flips to here, activates this, then flips back around. Alright, I disabled the shaders because my computer's getting way too hot. So basically when this thing flips to 180 degrees, it activates the deployer signal. The deployer signal triggers 2 things. It triggers the powder charge signal. Oh wait. First of all, it goes over here. The deployer signal also triggers the breech opening sequence. Okay, so to remove these, to pull these screws out at 256 RPM, you need to wait 1 tick. It only takes 1 tick. Sometimes the game will lag and you'll need to take 2, but in this case, it only takes 1 tick for them to be pulled out. So this one here, when this sequence gear shift is activated, it pulls them out. Second, this waits 1 tick, then it moves this piston here. By the way, this is all glued together, see? Activates this piston, which pulls it back. And then they both wait for the remainder of the reloading sequence to close. You want to have the screwer wait a few ticks longer than the opener and closer, because sometimes the game will lag and they won't screw in all the way and the thing won't assemble. So that's all important. Now the deployer also triggers these 2 other signals. So first it triggers the powder charge signal here. The powder charge signal is this sequence gear shift here and this sequence gear shift here. Basically what they do is this triggers the front live deployers to place 1 shot. That's why it only has 1 sequence. You want to set the bearings to only place near initial angle. This is very important. So when we fire it, you can see how that worked. So basically, this one only moves once, places in the shot. The second I have to activate twice. So down here, we have our timer for the second one. We have to move 60 degrees the first angle, and then 40 back, and then you have to release, and it'll snap back into the angle. It has to be like that. If you do it any longer, you're wasting time. If you do it any shorter, it doesn't work properly. So I have to do 60 forward, 40 back. It will place every time. And then you have a delay of, in this case, 15 ticks. That's the time it takes for the plunger to plunge it in, then rewind, wait for it to place the second one, then it finishes it all the way. As you can see here by our plunger time, which is a second, as you can see, it waits a few ticks here for it to open and place. There's 4 ticks it's needed. Then they go forward. It goes 4 forward the first time because it doesn't need to go all the way here. It takes 2 ticks for every block traveled by this, so you're wasting time, and it travels all the way up to here because it doesn't need to go there. It only needs to go up to here. And you can see it only needs to go up to there because it's not placing a second shot in. So it goes to here, 4 forward, 4 back. Then it waits 1 tick because that's all it takes for this to be placed in. Snapping back, it won't interfere. Then it goes 5 forward, which is all the way to the here, and then 5 back. Once this starts to pull out, it doesn't have to be all the way. It has to be out of the way of this. So, nope. Just has to be out of the way of this. So you see, as soon as it gets out of the way of this, I have the closing sequence here timed to start shutting it. And then this shuts it. And by that time I have that timer run out, I have my main reload timer over here. In this case is 2 seconds and 6 ticks to finish the sequence and reassemble the camera. So I hope this made sense to you. If you've been messing around with autoloaders and know about the crate mod, at least a good portion of it should have made sense, how the reloading works. I can leave the schematic to this in my Discord as well as the mod pack. That said, thanks for watching. This is Fred, and I'll see you in the next one.